7 News Now begins with breaking news.
We got some very bad reports. We have good reason to believe there are 100+ structures within that area that are damaged or destroyed.
It is now the worst fire in Larimer County history, the High Park fire at nearly 37,000 acres. It's now bigger in size than the city of Fort Collins, and it is growing by the minute with zero containment.
The High Park fire is burning northwest of Fort Collins. It continues to burn dangerously out of control, and right now the fire is burning 58 square miles, no end in sight. From the air and on the ground, hundreds are battling that fire right now. More than 400 firefighters on the ground, at least 5 heavy air tankers attacking those flames from the air. 2,600 evacuation orders in effect. 1 person is still missing.
7 News also covering the fire from all angles. We have team coverage so you can stay safe from this fire. Russell Haythorne talking to witnesses concerned about the smoke and ash. Jacqueline Allen is live at the evacuation center where a resident briefing is happening right now. And 7 News reporter Lance Hernandez is live at the Fire Command Center. And that's where we begin our in-depth team coverage. And Lance, this is a high priority firefight.
A very high priority firefight because of the size of the fire, because of its erratic nature, and because of the amount of property it has already consumed, Ann. Now, photographer Brad Bogut and I were up at Horsetooth Reservoir just a few minutes ago. We watched as the flames and smoke moved closer and closer to a number of the homes there. We also found a homeowner who was doing the exact same thing. She said it was very difficult to stand there and watch the flames creep closer and closer to her house, but she said, as difficult as that was, she couldn't not be there.
It's not looking great here, but I also know that I'm not alone.
Sharon Doherty spent most of the day watching the fire from the east side of Horsetooth Reservoir. Her house is among those threatened. She watched a helicopter drop load after load of water in the fire zone. She says the firefighters are doing a great job, but she's still nervous. She says as much information as she's getting about the fire, it's still not enough.
We want more, and in that regard, as sick as it might sound, being able to see and know what's going on. Sometimes the not knowing is the hardest thing, and I can see the corner of my house over there, and there's, at least I can know.
Now, this is the 3rd major fire to burn in Larimer County over the last 30 days or so. Firefighters, again, working in very rough terrain, but the focus isn't so much trying to extinguish the fire as it is to control the fire around the structures, essentially structure protection. Live in Fort Collins, Lance Hernandez, 7 News.
Thank you, Lance. Take a close look at this map. These are the areas that are under evacuation right now. 2,600 evacuation notices have been gone out so far. They are not expected to be lifted anytime soon. And 7 News reporter Jacqueline Allen is live at the ranch in Loveland, where evacuees are waiting. Jacqueline, those evacuees are getting an update right now.
That is just starting as we speak. I just learned there are about 600 people wanting answers here right now. This morning the meeting was very emotional, and I just learned a few minutes ago that they are trying a new tactic with this meeting. They're going in with a very large map, and they're going to talk to people about specific areas where they know the fire is right now, because there's been a lot of frustration, a lot of emotion surrounding people who want to know, where is this fire? Is my house okay? What about this address? Can you tell me about this address? They want to have some specific points to show people. And I'm joined here right now by an evacuee. This is Don Putney. Don, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
And you were evacuated yesterday.
Yeah,
Tell me about
night.
what happened.
We were packed up and ready to go because we could see the flames and we could see the smoke coming over the hill, and then we kind of thought maybe we'd be in for the night, and then all of a sudden we had a deputy walk down the driveway and ask us to pack up. So we did. We had everything ready to go in the 2 cars and headed into town. So
and I see you made it with your animals and your daughter here.
Yeah,
of course.
our dog and our cat made it with us. So.
And have you been staying with relatives, or?
We're actually staying at our office in town. We own an office in town, so we're just staying there for now, but we'll probably move to friends. That's what we don't know, is how many days are we going to be out, how long are we going to be out, how close is the fire to our house. We don't know any of that stuff right now.
And talk to me about, is that why you decided to come here today?
Yeah, I've been following it really closely all morning on Twitter and Facebook. That's pretty much all I've done all day, and it kind of, the new information stopped coming through, and it was a lot of the same old stuff, and the maps aren't getting updated. Well, they're being updated a lot, but I just don't know how close it is to my house, so I thought we'd come here at first hand.
All right, great. Thank you so much for talking to us. Good luck to you and your family.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dawn Putney there, she was evacuated last night. Again, the Red Cross is here. They are helping these people. They say this is the largest wildfire that has ever been seen in Laramie County. They have a massive operation set up here at the ranch. We're actually right next to the livestock shelter where they're keeping people's livestock. This meeting should probably last about half an hour, and we'll be talking to evacuees as they come out. They are not allowing the media inside, but as I said before, we do know they are going to try to be more specific about where this fire is and helping people answer their questions about is my house safe? What's the status of my home right now? Reporting live, Jacqueline Allen, 7 News.
All right, we will check back with you, Jacqueline. Thank you. The Larimer County Humane Society needs donations to help evacuated animals. Dried dog and cat food is needed, as well as hard dog treats. The ranch also needs 25 bales of grass hay for the livestock. Monetary donations, they say, are also appreciated. For a complete list of items needed, as well as information on how to donate, you can log on to our website, thedenverchannel.com.
And for another day, the weather is not really helping firefighter at all. In fact, in one case, the winds are hampering the efforts. There's not a lot of relief in sight. And our chief meteorologist, Mike Nelson, in the 24/7 Weather Center with more details on that. Mike?
Winds have shifted a little bit today. The surface winds are more out of the southeast, blowing back toward the northwest. What that's done is, where yesterday we had that very pronounced plume of smoke, this view from the University Center up on UNC's campus in Greeley, it's all kind of blown backwards now. And looking at some of the satellite pictures, it's very diffuse. And even though there's a lot of particulates in the air, you don't see that really heavy, thick blanket like we did yesterday. Temperatures, 69 degrees at Redstone's Mezzo Station, which is a small weather station. 68 over at Estes Park, 61 up at Red Feather Lakes, and Fort Collins is at 76 degrees. Now, the humidities are a little bit better than they've been in recent days, but not much. We'd still like to see those humidities up in the 30 to 35% range, and most areas are not nearly that high. And the wind's not all that strong, a little bit higher gusts up in Wyoming and across the northwestern sections of Weld County. What's going to happen into the evening hours? The general surface flow coming in from the southeast. And that's going to continue for most of the night tonight. Late tonight, things will shift a little bit. The winds are not going to be terribly strong all night, but again, because that fire is so hot, it does tend to generate a lot of its own local wind currents. Notice by 6 a.m., they become more westerly once again, and that's going to be continuing and even becoming more northwesterly during the morning hours tomorrow into tomorrow afternoon. Nothing excessive as far as strong winds. For that reason, we do not have any red flag warnings currently in effect. But there's no rain in the forecast either. Maybe a stray thunderstorm or two tomorrow afternoon. That is about it. Mike and Ann.
All right. Thanks very much, Mike. A health warning in effect right now because of all the smoke that we've been showing you. Children, the elderly, and those with lung disease are being told to reduce long periods outside. This is for the Front Range Urban Corridor, and it goes all the way down to El Paso County.
And because of all that smoke, Horsetooth Reservoir, Horsetooth Mountain Open Space, and Eagle's Nest Open Space are now closed to the public. Anyone with reservations for tonight and tomorrow night, you should call to change or cancel those reservations. The fire, the smoke, the firefighting efforts all affecting traffic across Larimer County. Jason Luber in the traffic center with the closures and detours. Jason?
And there are quite a lot of them, and unfortunately up in that area we have a huge fire area. From this morning to this afternoon, it has grown tremendously. Now we're looking, here's the Loveland area, Fort Collins, west of the 287 area. Look how much area it encompasses, how much fire area is with this High Park fire. Now we do have Highway 14 that runs right here on the north side of fire. It is closed down because they have those firefighter operations going on in that area. They also have a part of 287 here from Ted's Place all the way to just south of LaPorte, also closed down because of the smoke and getting the firefighters in and out of this area. Obviously the roads in there, Stove Prairie, we have Buckhorn, we have a lot of those other roads that are going to be in this fire area, guys, that are going to be closed down and will be until the fire is out and they start letting some people back. But Ann, it looks like the major closures again, Highway 14 west of Ted's Place and also part of Highway 287.
Yeah, just need to steer clear. All right, thank you, Jason.
And the ash from the High Park fires falling very far away from the fire lines. That is very concerning to people watching that smoke and flame advance even closer to them. 7 News reporter Russell Haythorne breaking news on that angle live in Rotary Park, and it's a mess in back of you there, buddy.
Mike, you can see why so many people are coming up here to this lookout point on the east side of Horsetooth Reservoir. Take a look, this perspective offers quite a view of the fire. We've been watching the fire as it creeps to the south. You'll see huge plumes of smoke occasionally, and even flames at times when the fire crowns on the ridge over there. The fire is now as far south and east as Laurie State Park, actually burning in the state park now. Crews are using those huge sky crane tanker helicopters, and it's exactly what you might expect here at Horsetooth Reservoir. The choppers dip their hoses into the water, fill up, make their drops, and come right back for another load. The fire is burning just a few hundred yards now to the west of Horsetooth Reservoir. Both evacuees and Fort Collins residents have been up here all afternoon just watching or capturing photos and videos themselves. Evacuees say it's been difficult to watch.
I'm not concerned about my house right now. It's far enough away, but I am concerned about, well, quite frankly, the view. The view that the city of Fort Collins has and all the hiking and everything that people enjoy up there on a regular basis.
And there, right there, you can see live one of those heavy tanker choppers about to make a drop, I believe. Yeah, there it goes, making that drop just to the west of Horsetooth Reservoir, trying to obviously snuff out some of those hot spots. Again, this fire offering quite a show here at Horsetooth Reservoir. And one final note, we've been told that the Fort Collins Police Department is actually now doing patrols on county roads for the Larimer County Sheriff's Department because this fire has gobbled up so many of the Sheriff's Department's resources. We're live at Horsetooth Reservoir. Russell Haythorne, 7 News. Mike, back to you.
Boy, what a view from there, Russell. Thank you. Now, exclusive 7 News video just into our newsroom. 7 News in the air. This is right over the High Park fire. Capturing this video, and this was just a few minutes ago, and you can see heavy smoke billowing out from the fire. And obviously no signs of letting up anytime soon. 7 News reporter Major King joins us live now from the southern perimeter of the fire. And Major, how are those poor folks coping up there?
You know, Ann, it's actually not that busy down here. We're in Masonville. We're going to do a little Cinema 360 here. Basically, we're on the southern perimeter of the fire. A little bit of historical perspective. My cameraman John Miller is going to point over here. You're looking at the Bobcat Ridge. That was from the Bobcat fire back in 2000. That was our previous largest acreage of wildfire. John's going to pan on around down here. We're going to take a look up Buckhorn Road, where you can see the fire actively burning. That's up Buckhorn Road, County Road 27. John, you want to pull out wide here? We're going to show you the plume that is just over the ridge here. That is the what I believe is the backside of Laurie State Park that you just saw in Russell Haythorne's live shot. Down below that, you see the checkpoint here where you cannot get through. This is the intersection of County Road 27 and County Road 38E. This is sort of the border of the southern evacuation zone, if you will. Next to that checkpoint, you'll see a horse trailer. Those folks are on standby because they have been asked by the Sheriff's Office to potentially go in and pick up 4 horses inside the burn zone at Stove Prairie, and they're just waiting for the word to go on in. So we've got those folks. Across the road here now, we've got a longtime resident from Fort Collins. John, if you want to walk on over here with me. This is Lloyd Agins, and you'll see around here all the sprinklers going on and whatnot. They're watering down their hay field for a hay cutting. That is not for the fire. I don't want to deceive you folks. They would do this anyway, but Lloyd's a longtime guy that's lived around here, and I was asking you earlier, Lloyd, you've got a cousin that lives up off Old Flowers Road. How's he doing?
Yes, he's doing fine. They said they called and said the house is still there, but they'd have to wait and see what happens today. You know, the fire is changing, as you can see, so hopefully it don't get it. It's got the neighbors, but it hasn't got him yet.
You've also got a friend that is over in the just north of Laurie State Park, yes. That neighborhood, and they've got to be concerned.
Yes, he was very concerned this morning when he called. He wanted to know what was going on. When I went up and looked, it was the Forest Service, whoever's got the helicopter, was doing a super job. They was keeping the flames away from the houses, and they had it all knocked down where his house was fine. And he's coming up to take a look, so I'll get to see him this afternoon.
Very good. We hope that they're safe. Lloyd, thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. We'll just come back around over here and show you the view one more time over the ridge here. That's the backside of Laurie State Park. We're live in Masonville. Major King, 7 News.
Yeah, well, we wish people well up there. All right. Thank you, Major. We'll check back with you. Of course, we've been covering this story with live reports and breaking news emails since the fire was first reported Saturday morning. So, of course, you can count on 7 News for continuing coverage.